production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com.
PNC, committed to Central Ohio, for the achiever in you. From these contributing sponsors and viewers like you, thank you.
This time on Broad and High, 2 inner-city fruit gardens have sprouted up in Columbus as part of a nationwide art project.
We're really more open-minded about what art can be, and we think it's okay that we use fruit trees as part of our material making.
We follow the creation of a community mural on the south side that celebrates healthy eating, and new music by local band Southern. This and more right now on Broad and High. Hi everyone, welcome back to Broad and High. I'm your host, Kate Quickle. Our episode tonight begins with a stop at 2 public fruit parks that have sprouted up in Columbus over the past year. They're part of the Fallen Fruit Project, whose aim is to provide inner-city communities with access to fresh fruit. The project is the brainchild of 2 Los Angeles-based artists who partnered with the Wexner Center and other community organizations to install a berry patch in the Wineland Park neighborhood and a fruit orchard on the south side. This story is about transforming empty vacant lots into fertile garden plots.
We are installing 2 very ambitious public fruit projects. We're excited.
We are in the south side of Columbus at the corner on Reeb Avenue, about 100 yards west of Parsons Avenue. This is a free fruit park where anyone who wants to come is welcome to go ahead and help themselves. We have 40 fruit trees, all sorts of different varieties. We have a couple of dozen grape plants of various varieties, and we also have 21 large pots. They're called the historic pots that are filled with strawberries. And again, anybody can come and pick them as they want.
So outreach for the Wexner Center is really essential to our mission. A cultural institution like ours that's a nonprofit needs to really demonstrate our relevance to the community, our involvement for the community, our caring for the community. While we have a super interesting and exciting venue here on campus and we want people to come here, we also need to demonstrate the hospitality of going to the community and reaching out and doing things in their neighborhood as well.
You know, it's funny because some people have a hard time understanding how what we do is art. Even though we're artists, it might look like something else to them. And that makes sense because people really want art to be a painting or maybe a photograph, or they think it needs to be a sculpture made out of bronze. And we're really more open-minded about what art can be, and we think it's okay that we use fruit trees as part of our material making the way other people might use acrylic paint.
Most of what the master gardeners do is weed, weed, weed. So the various berries that grow in these 1, 2, 3, 4 plots are raspberries, blackberries, gooseberry, then red and black currants, and strawberries, gotta have strawberries, blueberries, aronias, which is a chokeberry, and the elderberry.
Fallen Fruit began in 2004 as a response to a call for project concepts or ideas for a magazine. The basic question was posed, is it possible to use the agency of activism without opposition? So is it possible in the 21st century to just make something that's completely for things and universal? Can we do things that are utopian? And what we did was we walked around the neighborhood. We knew there were some fruit trees that were like on corners, but we discovered that there were over 100 fruit trees in public space within 5 city blocks, and they weren't being used, they weren't being eaten or picked. People would drive to a fancy grocery store a mile or two away to get fruit that came from 1,500 miles away. And we got the name fallen fruit from the Bible, from Leviticus. And it's the citation that basically says, do not reap the edges of your field or vineyard to leave the fallen fruit for the stranger or the passerby. And so the origin of the project is very idealistic and hopeful and very much thinking about humanity, but in ways that are still about neighborhoods, and they're also about being practical and really thinking about the 21st century. One of the things that we've learned by doing this work for many years is that fruit really just wants to be picked. And when you create an opportunity for people and you create a resource that is abundant and is about giving, it actually gets used.
The strawberries, we are picking strawberries, you know, a month and a half after they were planted. Now the grapes, we have some grapes that are producing already, but it'll be another year probably before we get a lot of production. Fruit trees, though, that's a little longer term thing. Typically for dwarf, it's going to be 3 to 5 years, although we had some apples. We have a beautiful Asian pear 15 months after it was planted. We should be getting pretty good fruit production here by 2019, 2020.
What we're interested in is changing the dynamics of social space in a neighborhood, the way a park works. And so why can't a park in the 21st century just happen to be a place where you go get some strawberries?
Learn more about the Endless Orchard Project and check out the fruit maps from all over the world by visiting fallenfruit.com. And here's another story about healthy habits. This one located just around the corner from the Southside Fruit Orchard. Earlier this year, a vacant drive-through liquor store was transformed into a community marketplace, distributing free, fresh produce to low-income families and helping propel the area into a hub of health and wellness. A new mural project adorning the store's walls paints a colorful picture about the powerful impact a store like this can have on a neighborhood.
This building is our fresh market. It used to be a drive-through beer store, and we converted it into a fresh market. So it's fresh produce, perishables, non-perishables, and they are given away for free out of this building.
I think it's cool that everybody is taking part in this so they can feel some sort of connection to the place, that they were a part of this and that we did this together. So I think it's important to have, because it's a symbolic and a representation of who we are and all people and that whole thing.
I'm John Tsunami, and I am the one who designed this mural. This is what people see when they first come. If they're not familiar, you want something that's will appeal to them, that will be friendly. I thought, well, fresh market, you have fresh food, and what do you do with fresh food after that? You harvest it, and then you have the market where it's available, and then you have people who prepare it and cook it, and then you have a celebration of community where everyone eats.
Everyone is jumping in, and Mr. Tsunami's image is really, it's a good image that we all can kind of understand and paint. It's not too hard so that we're lost. It's an easy one to kind of follow, so that's good. And I think it's coming to life and looking really good. You can't control the day. All you can do is just set it up and then let the people come and let them have a good time.
The fresh market here is such a great institution, and It was sheer genius to turn the former drive-through beer into someplace where people could get good food.
So I think for people to drive by and see the visual that has, one, different kinds of people on it, because it is a market for all people, as well as a church and community development for all people. And then it's important because we painted this together. So I think it's really symbolic that we turned something that was not so great in the community and kind of ugly into something beautiful, and now we are representing that on the outside as well.
All People's Fresh Market is located on Parsons Avenue. Learn more about how they're transforming lives on the South Side and find ways you can volunteer at forallpeople.org. Our local music series continues this week with the bluesy rock sounds of Souther. Here they are performing their latest song, Creature.
Here we go.
There's a whisper in my ear saying I'm the only one I need to fear. There's a future, it's cold and clear. It heeds no bounds or consequence, compelled to no amends. There's an acrid smoke coming out where a house burns down. Somebody's whole life just pouring out to the wind. And the tireless fight to be heard and adored rages on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Please hold on to me. Don't let me go. I need some animal comfort. And a touch that feels sincere. So you do what you want, nobody cares. It's the end of the world. Let's save and please hold on to me. Don't let me go.
Check out our Q&A with the band by visiting wosu.org/localtunes. You'll also find more videos from their visit to the WOSU studios. And catch Souther live in concert at Roomba Cafe on Saturday, November 24th. Visit columbusroombacafe.com for event details. Have scissors, we'll travel. That's the motto of Texas artist Cindy Rose. She's traveled the world cutting silhouette portraits for people from Queen Elizabeth to President Barack Obama. Here's her story from our friends at Houston PBS.
When I'm cutting a silhouette, I feel the person, I become them for that one moment. It's an instant feeling, the person's in shock. So I'm feeling it, I'm seeing it. It's 4 dimensions, it's not 3, a camera's 2. We're 3, and I see the soul. So I'm doing all 4. I'm Cindy Rose, and I am a silhouette artist. This is my magic wand. I started drawing when I was a little child, probably 3 years old. My mother was an architect and an artist, so I would sit by her side and I would draw everything and paint, and we had watercolors, and then the neighbors started paying me. It would be 50 cents or cookies, but they would pay me to draw their dog or their house, and by 16, somehow I was drawing everything, painting everything, and people were paying me a little bit more to do it. And Astroworld came to Houston, and they were looking for a cashier for the artists, and I said, I don't want to be a cashier, but when I heard the word artist, I thought I'll bring in my portfolio. Maybe I'll be hired as an artist. So I brought in my portfolio of faces, and they said, oh, this is really good, but we don't draw in pencil. Then they said, oh, wait, we have something even better. We have a silhouette artist. And they took me to the front of the park. Then they're like, show her what you do. There's only 13 in the world. We had to fly them in from France. So the man cut out someone's profile with something like this. This is black and white. But I said, I can do that. And they're like, sure, no one can do it. And they threw this stuff at me, and they're like, do me. And they sat there, and I just kind of did something, and they looked at mine and his and mine and his, and they're like, you're better than him. He's fired. And then that was that. When the scissors were invented, someone decided to cut something out, a profile, and it was a portrait artist. And once they did that, they realized how fast and immediate it was. And there was a French minister of finance named Etienne de Silhouette who realized silhouettes were less costly than a portrait, and so he pushed them and they became the rage, but they were called shades. I feel good that I'm able to give art to people who have zero money or people who have money. I can do it for fundraisers and still be a wife, still be a mother, still do charity work, that I'm able to do it all and have a career and go places with my scissors, and I can go anywhere I want. I'm very happy that I can impact people's lives one silhouette at a time. Art needs to speak to the other person, and if you can do that as an artist, if you can open up somebody's rose-colored glasses and you can make them think, then that's art.
You can find Cindy on Facebook or check out her website at silhouettesbycindy.com. Our final story tonight takes us to Dayton, where Yvette Walker Dalton had a colorful early career that had her making greeting cards and even Star Wars memorabilia. She put her graphic design skills to the side when she attended seminary school, but now this retired pastor has returned once more to her love of art.
In retiring, I always said, I want to go back to being an artist. I started with acrylics, and I like doing acrylics, and I started doing collages. I have a piece that I'm working on right now. I can't decide whether I'm going to do it in acrylics or if I'm going to do a collage, but that's where I am right now. I am Yvette Walker Dalton. I'm a Daytonian, and I'm also an artist. I have always been an artist. Even when I was a little child, I was an artist. My parents didn't know that, not until I was 6 years old, and I had to have a visiting nurse. Her name was Maddie Lau. She was the first African-American visiting nurse here in Dayton, Ohio. And she told my mother and father that I think this child has some art skills. And so ever since then, Mother and Dad made sure I had paper, pencils, crayons. I started out being an art teacher. I turned out to be a graphic designer when my youngest daughter was born as a preemie. She weighed 2 pounds, 12 ounces. That meant that when she came home at 5 pounds, somebody had to be there to take care of her, and I could not go back teaching. So I started designing cards for friends. There weren't any black greeting cards that we could go into stores and buy. So I started designing cards, and that just took off. It absolutely took off. We started with Christmas cards, and then we got into the long cards, the funny cards. We used like slogans from Flip Wilson, things that were sort of out there in the 60s and in the early 70s. Then we started designing black greeting cards for Gibson greeting cards. We used all the people that we knew, took pictures, our family, our friends. Those went over very well. Then pretty soon a recession came along, and some of our distributors went bankrupt, and we had to go bankrupt. So that ended the card business. We also did work for Procter & Gamble, things like salesman ads, tear packets, shelf signs. In '76, my husband and I got a divorce. I moved to Lancaster, Ohio, and I was able to work for Anchor Hocking Incorporation and designing glassware for them. One Christmas 1979, the director came in and says, "Okay, who in this art department's not doing anything for Christmas?" And I raised my hand. I said, "What is it that you want me to do?" And they said, "Well, Star Wars wants you basically to do a line of glassware for them. And so can you go home and make up some type of sketches for at least 4 glasses?" And so they gave me photographs of what they wanted on these particular glasses. They also had me sign a paper saying that I would not tell about Yoda at that particular time that was coming out for the Empire Strikes Back. And so I went home, and that's what I did, and I just loved making those glasses. So that was really a fun job. In the meantime, I'd been going back and forth from Cincinnati to Lancaster, Ohio, because my church was in Cincinnati. The pastor there had been talking to me, "How about going into the ministry, Yvette?" And I thought he was absolutely crazy, because I had never seen a woman pastor in my entire life. And I said, "Well, if I'm going into the ministry, I'm not becoming a minister. I'm going to combine my art experience with a theological education." That was my whole reason for going into seminary. My first church was in Louisville, Shawnee Presbyterian Church. They called me to be pastor. It was a great experience being a pastor. I enjoyed working with the people. I enjoyed seeing people grow. I enjoyed working with the children. They became my family, and hopefully I became one of theirs as well. I'm very excited about exhibiting at Grace Methodist Church here in Dayton. These pieces are all pieces I have worked on since retirement. What's next for me? I'm not quite sure. I'm just living in the moment right now. Someone said, "Oh, you're just like Grandma Moses." Well, I know that I'm close to her age. I'm 75, and she basically started at 76. And she painted up until she died, 101. So I don't want to think ahead too far. I still want to deal with where I am right now. It's just absolutely great to think about my next project. And I don't want to get too far ahead of that.
Well, that's our show. Remember, you can check out all of our stories at WOSU.org, or you can download our free WOSU Public Media mobile app. And of course, give us a follow on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Drop us a note and let us know if there's a local music act you'd like to see featured on the show. We're taking you out today with more music by Souther. For all of us here at WOSU, I'm Kate Quickle. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here next week.
As the summer sun is sinking lower, we're only getting older, love. Everybody's gotta find their own way somehow. So why don't we just go? Stash my records in my parents' house, steal away without a sound.
Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com.
PNC, committed to Central Ohio, for the achiever in you. From these contributing sponsors and viewers like you, thank you.